Well, Digital Inclusion Week is currently underway, highlighting the need to connect more people, especially in rural areas, to high-speed internet. Connected Nation is a nonprofit organization developing strategies to close digital equity gaps in communities across the United States. Might be a community that you live in. Joining us now is Connected Nation Chairman and CEO Tom Ferree. Thanks so much for joining us, Tom. Why is digital inclusion so important, especially in rural America, where we see that vast digital divide?
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for having me. You know, access to high-speed internet access right now is no longer a luxury or an amenity. It's fundamental to economic development, to innovation, and basically all quality measures of our American life. And this particularly hits rural America the hardest because as we stand here today, over a third of rural America still lacks access to the same things that their urban counterparts enjoy.
Now talk about how Connected Nation is working to close that gap.
Sure. One of the best things that we can do is help a rural community that may be affected by these barriers to begin to organize and understand exactly where they're starting from, because every community wrestles with different barriers. And we want to make sure we have a keen understanding of those challenges so we can begin to fashion the plans that are going to be most effective for those communities.
You know, mapping is going to be a big challenge, but this is something that you're tackling head on. Talk about why it's so important.
Sure. Well, and I'll tell you, that is absolutely the first step you take, is to make sure you know exactly what your situation on the ground is. And currently, right now, the way that the federal government measures the availability of broadband internet access is measured in such broad strokes when you're talking about our rural communities that we need to get much more granular in understanding exactly where some of those divides or those pockets are, because there are ample resources federally right now. And as more become available, we want to make sure that those dollars are flowing to the right areas at the right time to make the impact.
You know, let's talk about why this is so pressing, because I think for a lot of people, they have their own specific needs. Maybe it's medical, maybe they need more telemedicine where they are. Maybe it's just staying competitive when it comes to precision agriculture, or you know, it could be something as simple as just staying connected. In a rural community, you're not close to family a lot of times, and you want to be able to talk to them on Skype, but you can't do that without high-speed internet.
That's absolutely right. And you know, one of the things that we believe is that no matter where you are in your life, either physically or metaphorically, we want to make sure that we know that technology can be a level playing field, or can enable that level playing field. And we know that a lot of the values and the work ethic, a lot of those things that are found in rural America, we need to preserve those. And if we lose the opportunity to keep the vitality of those communities in place, America is really going to lose a national treasure.
You know, and this could become a generational issue as well, like you were telling me just a little bit earlier on.
Absolutely, absolutely. We want to make sure that rural communities have access to its brightest and most able-bodied resources, and that's the young people. And if they have reason to stay home and earn a living and enjoy the quality of life that they would otherwise enjoy in an urban setting, that's a win for us, not only as Connected Nation, as the community, but as a nation as a whole.
Okay, what's your call to action for our viewers and listeners out there? Because maybe there's somebody who says, you know what, I need high-speed internet. Nobody's listening to me in Washington. What would you advise them to do? Absolutely.
You can reach out to Connected Nation, or I would encourage you to call your state congressmen and women and your federal congressmen and women. It's one of the few issues right now that I think is enjoying bipartisan support, but there's a lot of talk, and we need to get to action, and we need to make sure that the action is the right action. So right now, let your voices be heard, and we can make a difference.
And then real quick, what's the likelihood of this actually coming to fruition? What do you think the chances are?
I feel very good. I feel more optimistic now than I have in recent years. There's a lot of attention to it. Secretary Perdue, this administration, as well as this Congress, again, on both sides of the aisle, really understand that they have an opportunity to get this right and enjoy, for all Americans to enjoy what seems to be a new era of prosperity.
All right, well, we really appreciate you advocating nonprofit organization on behalf of rural America. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. Connected Nation Chairman and CEO Tom Ferree. Hope to have you on the show again soon.
Thank you.